Team number 85 for Texas Instruments India Analog Design Contest. For us, we were given the problem statement A, for the phase 1A. As you can see, we have been given a second order low pass filter using two TL82 op amps. We have a 10K resistor connected to the output of the first op amp and a 1K to the ground. This actually is an attenuator whose output voltage is, whose attenuation constant is alpha, that is given by R1 plus R2. The same stage, the feedback is given from the output to op amp 2 and op amp 1. The analysis for the transfer function has been put up in our report. Now we have implemented this circuit on the TI kit, on the TI's ASLK V2010 kit. The first major challenge that we faced while using this kit was to understand the layout. After careful observation, we found spare op amp 2 and 3 to be ideal for our problem statement. We have used 10 kilo ohms, 1 kilo ohm, 10 kilo ohm and 1 kilo ohms resistor on the breadboard, used Berg sticks for doing the connections and rigged up the circuit on the kit. This kit requires a supply of plus 10 and minus 10 volts that is given through this dual power supply. What we have done is shorted the negative of one and the positive of the other, taken that as the ground, given the plus 10 volts to the first one and the minus 10 to the other. We are using a signal and the green one is the output. We have chosen an amplitude of sine wave as 1 volt peak to peak. By short analysis, we have concluded that the amplitude should not exceed 1.6 volts peak to peak. Let us see what happens on the CRO when this happens. Generator to generate a sine wave from a variable frequency from 1 kHz to 1 MHz. The oscilloscope, channel 1, that is the yellow line, is the input voltage. You can see at 1.6 there is a small saturation. The gain remains constant and the phase difference is 0. Now slowly increasing at 30 kilohertz. At 30 kilohertz, we observe that there is a slight phase difference. The zero crossing is over here, and the zero crossing is delayed by 0.1 units. As we increase the frequency further, say let us take it at 50 kilohertz, we can observe a more prominent phase difference. The input, it starts 0 over here, and the zero crossing is delayed by 0.2 units. Next, increasing the frequency, say to 70 kilohertz. The phase difference also increases, and we observe that the gain remains almost constant. Now let us see at cutoff frequency what we get. Practically we get the cutoff frequency to be 200 kilohertz. At 200 kilohertz we see that the gain is high and the phase difference is more. Doing a small calculation, we can conclude that the phase difference here is about minus 72 degrees. That is lagging by 72 degrees. The output lags the input by 72 degrees. As we increase the voltage, you can observe that the output magnitude decreases, in other words, it gets attenuated, and there is a more phase difference. As we increase it further till 1 megahertz, you can see that the output is almost 0 volts, and it has a large amount of noise. This noise that we get is due to the slew rate distortion of the op amps. Now let us give a square wave of 1 volt peak to peak at 100 hertz. And when we have given 100 hertz, see that there is a certain delay in rising. At one particular point we find that there is a maximum overshoot, there is a damped oscillation, and then it settles down to 1 volt. Let us check for the undershoot. Okay. Here, here again we observe that there is an undershoot and there is a damped oscillation and settles to minus 1 volt, minus 0.5 volt. This observation clearly says that this is a second order system.